are using him now. Like, for example, Fly, I don't think got an Aghanims in one of the games at all. Like, he just...
No, he did. He got one.
No, I said in one of them, he didn't get it. As in, they played 2 games, and one of them, he didn't have it, and they still won.
Yep.
So that's what I mean. It's like, it doesn't make or break the hero, but it makes people notice it.
All right. Just going back to the draft, I think Nyx Assassin is a really great pickup. Shinyu, you were talking about picking up to counter the Kato. You know, when you see Illuminate coming, you just tank it. Mana Burn's going to counteract. Also, Mana Burn's really great against Darkseer. Being an intelligence hero, he does have a fairly nice ink growth, but his mana or his spells cost a ton of mana. So if you stick 1 or 2 Mana Burn on him, he actually can't cast not only his spell, but ideally like Max Chivas and whatever else. So Nyx is a great pickup, and I imagine Animal Bulldog will be playing that.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm assuming pretty much the same. Fnatic are actually going to go with the Morphling here, which I do like. Because if you look at Alliance right now, we talked about the tree and Rubik, like when it was just 2 picks in, that it's still a decent amount of damage output because of the tree. But when you add a Nyx into it, Nyx is more of a team fight disruption hero than he is like pure damage. Like sure, your Vendetta and your Impale Mana Burn do some damage, but they need someone else that can actually like finish the job. And Magnus is a pretty decent hero for that. Skewer and Shockwave both do pretty decent amounts of damage as well. And it also gives them more teamfight control, which it feels like they're favoring a bit more. I wouldn't even be surprised to see something crazy like a PA here. Because if you look at Fnatic, not a lot of hard lockdown, right? Sure, it's like you have Earthshaker and a mana leak.
I mean, there are things like Blinding Light and Surge would make perhaps a melee carry a little bit annoying.
PA has like
PA
the
could
best
stick,
chase.
yeah, she could stick on people quite well. But I just want to say, this draft looks like TI3. You know, you see Magnus mid, Tree and Protector, the Morphling making a comeback, but obviously teams have innovated a lot since then. How do you feel about S4, who I guess arguably is the best Magnus?
I don't know, Resolution's given him some stiff competition.
That's true. We'll see how S4 play it.
Although I will say that S4 is one of the only Mag players who I've seen actively turn their RPs, which means like when you RP, it brings them to the point in front of you, right? And he's one of the few players who will actually like blink in, stop, turn, then RP, and then skewer. Yeah,
that's actually a big deal in terms of saving you a lot of time during that RP duration for your teammate to do the damage. Small things like that really makes a big difference in a close fight.
They picked Morphling into Nyx Assassin.
Like, I don't think it's that bad.
The Mana Burn, I think, annihilates him.
I mean, the thing is, who do you Mana Burn? There's so many viable Mana Burn targets.
I mean, in the late game, you would pretty much always Mana Burn the Morphling, more or less, unless you were like trying to stop a blink from like ES or something like that. And I mean, having an Earthshaker against the Nyx is also kind of annoying because we talked about the carapace yesterday. I think we saw this matchup yesterday, right?
Yes.
Because No Tail ended up getting a BKB. And whoa, Fnatic are going to go Husker. Okay, good luck killing that hero.
And this is Husker solo mid against Magnus.
Good luck killing that hero.
Good luck. And they are going to go PA. All right. Yeah. What would Toby say?
What would Toby say?
Yeah, called it.
Called it?
Because you didn't say PA?
Oh, yeah, I did say PA, but it's like, whatever.
Okay, you're not awake either.
It was pretty obvious.
Guys. All right, we're going to have a PA, and we're going to see defensive trialing versus defensive trialing, right? Like,
are we really?
I think it could be aggressive.
Fnatic could be aggressive.
I think aggressive tri-lane actually smashes Alliance's lane.
So you go Huskar, Earthshaker, Keeper of the Light.
Why not?
And just go
test
range.
The pole super easily.
Sure.
Or you could go Morphling, Earthshaker, Keeper of the Light. Why not?
No, well, Hani's playing the Morphling.
Oh, Hani's playing the Morphling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we actually know, like,
cheaters.
Yeah. we got the hacks. But I want to talk about the Husker PA matchup because it's really interesting. It's like you have 50% evasion once you get to that level in the game, right? So like mid-teens-ish. And then Husker relies more or less on burning Spirit for the majority of the game. Until at the very least he gets an MKB. Life Break still hurts a lot, for sure. But I think we can say with some confidence that the PA is probably going to get a BKB at some stage. He'll probably do what Envy did yesterday, which is not buy a BKB first, but buy it after his first item is already done. So that way you actually become like a significant threat during the mid-game. Now, the skill build wise for PA, do you think he'll max Blur second, like what Envy did yesterday, or do we see maybe a little bit more Blink Strike today? I think it kind of depends on the style that your team is playing, because if you're not going to be fighting, there's not really a huge reason to max Blink Strike, and you can just have a higher amount of HP, because Envy didn't go Lifesteal yesterday until after he had BKB and Battle Fury. And actually, I think he made another item on top of that before he got loose steal, didn't he?
I think he got an MKB first.
No, he got a Abyssal.
He got Abyssal, yeah, Basher and Abyssal.
And he didn't have lifesteal of that.
Well, the game was over by that point.
Right, but the point I'm making is that if you have 50% evasion and like a Battle Fury, you don't actually need lifesteal to stay high HP when you're farming.
Okay, fair enough. But I think this game, maxing Blur might be a great idea, especially against the Huskar, who is going to blink at you.
Like, he would.
I think PA annihilates Huskar late game.
Late game, for sure.
Yeah.
Unless the Huskar gets overfarmed. Like, if the Huskar gets an MKB and like has a decent amount of items, then I think it's going to go pretty well for Alliance. Also important to keep in mind that if the PA does go BKB, Empower is not going to work, so maybe he'll go for like a drums build and try to play like maybe without the BKB. It is possible. It would be tough though against Fnatic now. Because before they picked Huskar and Morphling, it's like, yeah, the PA is not really going to have too hard of a time against these heroes, but Life Break and Waveform are still a significant enough burst to make a hero like PA feel kind of squishy. So we'll see.
Yeah, in the past, PA for Alliance at least was always picked alongside a Wisp, and you definitely need the additional damage output that a Wisp grants you, as well as the survivability. So we'll see how it plays without the Wisp. And the lane's going to be actually a Darkseer plus Keeper of Light. Meanwhile, you see Notel on the top lane doing the same thing that I've been doing yesterday, just cutting the trees.
I just want to mention this. Ake next level that safe lane because the range creep was so far in front that the range creep would have died first and pushed the wave out, but Ake just stood there and tanked it so it didn't walk down. Like, people probably are like, why is he just standing there? But he actually stood there for a very good reason.
Beautiful.
What a player.
One thing that Alliance don't do is they don't actually buy sentry wards at the start of the game very often, unless they have like a jungler. So they're like so greedy on their supports.
Yeah, but I mean, the supports right now are enough to zone out Trixie and Fly, right? Like, these two heroes, especially Fly, if he gets caught, it's going to be almost a guaranteed kill. And Trixie would be forced into leveling level 1 Surge because Ake does have Leech Seed.
Right. Oh, he does have Iron Shot now, so no takebacks on that level up.
Yeah, okay, so he actually can't go to the wave.
Yeah. And with that said, with Keeper of Light being here, he's also forcing the 2 supports here. Like, I don't think normally a Rubik by himself would zone out Darkseer, although that could be pretty close.
Look at that weapon on S4, what the hell?
Yeah, it's the new set. Wepas gave it to me. Or no, it was you, Lumi, actually.
Yeah, one of my viewers gave it to me and I gave it to you.
For a price.
So much sharing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't actually sharing it.
He ripped me off.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Everything's fine. Well, Admiral Bulldog gonna get spotted out here. No tail season, but Era is nowhere to be found, so. Nyx's base HP regen. Look at that, 3 points.
Why is coming in here? There's an Illuminate.
They can't kill him.
Okay, well, I mean, if a little bit body block. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Okay, well, I just got trapped out. All right, yeah, that's fine. I don't think Honey's gonna rotate up top.
Nah, definitely not.
Trixie's going to the jungle, though.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, he can't go to the wave until he gets to level 2. And even then, if he gets a surge off and EGM is close enough to be able to lift when the surge is cast, he still dies. So
I would say that's a big win for Alliance. They essentially forced 2 people off the lane, right? Since Keeper of Light started there. Meanwhile, now we're going to see EGM rotate to the top to help things out. I think having EGM here is a great assurance. He's actually fairly decent as a defensive support, but hold that thought because we might see a gank on the mid lane.
Maybe. It's really hard to kill Morphling, man. Like, you would have to lift Skewer, like, over the river, and even then, I don't think you would kill him. He would probably just waveform out and be fine.
And more.
Top lane Fissure, that's going to hit an Admiral Bulldog. He does have Spike as well as a 2 points of stun. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Burning Spear is running him down. Well, that Living Armor is
getting cancelled instantly. Illuminate's going to fly in. Impale will hit onto 2, though, but he's quite low. Burning Spear slowly draining his HP. One more hit from the high ground? No, not long enough.
Huskar's attack range is pretty small.
Yeah.
So.
You think throwing that spear, you get a free fire, like.
You tried to throw a spear before, man? It's tough.
Look at it, look at him, he's buff, man.
Yeah, he is kind of ripped. All right, so during the early game, it's PA farming for Huskar. I think Fnatic, if it goes ultra late, like Huskar and Morphling together should be able to like deal with the PA, but then you also have to keep in mind S4 is going to have RPs, you're going to have overgrowth that you have to worry about too, which is actually extremely annoying for heroes that would want to go like quick BKBs because you just wait the BKB out and you're going to have to use it, right? And then you just overgrowth and you're like, well, shit.
And let's not forget about the farming power of this PA because not only is she going to, you know, farm quite quickly with Blink Strike, there's also Empower online. So we haven't really seen this melee combo of Magnus plus a melee carry lately, but it's running rampant since TI3 and it was always quite effective.
Yeah, I think he might actually just go Battle Fury in this case, because it's not really that hard for Alliance to delay. They have a decent amount of wave spam. You have like Fade Bolt, you have Shockwave from the mag, you can just tree armor towers. They should be able to turtle it out fairly well, and I don't think that turtling is going to necessarily be detrimental to either team. Like, they both have their strengths, right? It's going to be down to whoever plays well and gets like the most out of their farm. Which looks right now like Alliance might be getting.
Loda is actually going to go for a Ring of Aquila, so looks like we're going to see a lift. I don't think we're going to see this kill. Okay.
Almost.
Yeah.
He couldn't see with his visor on.
So a Ring of Aquila on PA is fairly interesting because it doesn't build into a Battle Fury, which is normally the item you want to go into, but early game stats is never bad. The mono regen is very welcome as well, so we'll see. Maybe it's an early game fighting build coming up from Loda.
It could be.
Like phase lads.
If you think about it, fighting before the Husker gets life break and before the Earthshaker starts getting levels, because ES is still good in lane if you can block, but until that point, like between then and the late game where he gets a blink or a mid game even, he doesn't really do much.
Yeah, the blinking on Trixie on the bot lane, but there's no Siphoning Dagger. There is a Siphoning Dagger, but TP already came in from Fly. They could actually go and Fly instead, but no, they'll back off. So we see lanes resuming since minute 1. Nobody.
Nice block.
Okay. Ammo Bulldog though, he's got living armor from afar, but again, that living armor not going to do too much since the flaming spheres are burning it down.
6 stacks. Look at that damage.
Is he?
He might be dead.
I think so. It's going to be close. He needs one more attack. He's going to gain the movement speed. Oh, the stun's going to hit. And Staff Shields. Okay, 2 Staff Shield procced. If it would have been 3, I think he would have died to the Huskar, but well played. Drawing Huskar off the lane, but I guess No-Tail is getting the farm.
How hilarious would it have been if he just stout shielded every attack and then Eric killed him? That was close though. That Quelling Blade is definitely value. Like, I think we saw it yesterday in the safe lane when No-Tail played it, and then today in the safe lane, and No-Tail's doing the same thing. He just puts himself in such a position that he can just throw it all the way across the lane every single time.
I saw Fly getting it on Call as well yesterday.
So the big difference here between the early game of these two teams is that the off lane for Alliance is getting significantly less farm than what Trixie is able to get, right? Because Trixie can just go to the jungle, Fly can stack the jungle. So I think Fnatic's team is maybe a little bit more efficient in terms of what their early game has to offer. They're doing double pulling on the side of Alliance, but this isn't, like, you're not farming as fast, right? Like, you can't out-farm a Coddle Darkseer as these two supports. No. But they're doing the best job that they can do.
Yeah, they're trying to keep up. With that said, once Admiral Bulldog turns level 6, the lane on the top frees up. He's going to be looking to gank, perhaps the supports, but it looks like we're going to see a gank coming in. He has an Iron Shell, he has a Surge. He's going to just take this entire stack. I mean, I think this is actually a lot better than
that's so much money.
They'll just back off. I mean, if they get a support kill, they get a support kill, but here comes Skewer. No, Strength Morph is going to be fine, and now Trixie goes north.
I think even if that hit, it would have been pretty hard to get a kill. Like, RP doesn't do that much damage.
Top lane. Ammo Bulldog making well usage of his Spike Carapace. The lane has killed.
He's doing really well up here considering how much he's had to deal with. He's level 5, like.
Yeah, I mean, experience-wise, he's doing well, but I'm just talking in terms of, like, pure gold. Like, how much Fnatic can, like, farm as comparison to how much that Nyx can farm, which is not a lot.
No, it's a sad day.
Yeah.
In honesty, Nyx really just care about getting 6, right? Like,
Loda's, like, I don't think Loda's missed a creep, actually.
That sounds like Loda.
She's 52 and 15 right now. And in comparison, the Husker is 36. Now, granted, Era's been running around chasing, and speaking of, Bulldog, he pops the Carapace. Hani doesn't attack into it, and Pale's gonna hit on 2. Trixie's here as well, could surge, but gonna decide not to. And Hani's gonna be forced away.
Yeah, Rune's gonna spawn on bottom. Looks like
Dire's bottom tower
it will secure that for his team. Meanwhile, Loda's just applying pressure, which is something that Huskar is not doing. Let's not talk about Huskar. He's gonna be going for a quick armlet. Armlet into lifesteal is gonna be his build, you think?
Who, for Husker?
Yes.
Yeah, Armlet's still an extremely good item. Like, it's cost efficient, right? For any strength hero. It's pretty much the best item for damage in the game for a strength hero in terms of cost, so.
And then lifesteal afterwards?
The Lightning Lord.
Or do you,
I think lifesteal is probably the right choice.
Okay.
Because if you get lifesteal, then it means you can do Roche. Like, Husker is one of those heroes in pub games. I'm sure many people have played against it. He gets to like level 11 or 12 and he can just kill Roshan.
With a mask of that.
So it's actually pretty hard to stop as well because he can be one of the only ones in the pit.
Yeah, by himself.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the team protect you.
If you get a Dominator as well, you can get the Wolf Creep.
So would you say, based on what we see so far in the draft, it comes down to how quickly Alliance farms before Fnatic hits a critical breaking point of you know, a 4-slot Morphling with a shotgun?
No,
Or is it something else?
Lotus comes on Midas.
I like it.
It's a fairly late Midas as well.
We got
Well, I don't want to say late because he's actually farming very well. It's just that he decided not to buy it like straight up. Like he bought the Aquila first. So the timing is still going to be a little bit late. And I think they just decided that they want to be a bit more efficient because I think they realized that Fnatic, farm-wise, like Trixie's got 29 CS. Bulldog has like, what, less than 5? Oh, he has 5. Yeah. So the mech is going to be up much sooner on Fnatic than Alliance are going to have, which means that Fnatic are going to be fighting sooner. But Alliance do also have a team that isn't scared to take engagements.
Yeah, and I also think that the attack speed does sizably increase PA's damage output, especially when you put in power on top. Like, she could just go in right now and get a couple easy kill on Trixie if there's a lucky coup de grace. Mid lane here. Armor Bulldog dropping low. He's level 6, but critically, is he going to find any targets to gank? Fly would be one if you find.
Yeah, Coddle's pretty much the only one. And even then, if Fly is at like a high amount of HP, I don't think he can solo kill him.
No. So, passive early game, who does this favor? The PA that just picked up the Midas, the Morphling that needs a lot of farm, Huskar that should be doing a lot but isn't.
Well, if nothing happens, I think it favors Alliance. But if Fnatic start fighting, oh, nice block on S4.
Oh, skewer pass, one hit away, and here comes a living armor. He's going to survive thanks to his bottom region as well.
Yeah, he got armored as well when the shockwave, like as the Coddle Blast was hitting even.
Still no first blood.
No, there is first one.
No?
Well, I mean, technically Bulldog died, but he died to neutral, so it wasn't first blood.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I mean, if
under
you look
attack.
at Fnatic, they have a lot of way to cancel that living armor with the spear as well. Fissure, waveform, and... No. Okay,
Carapace.
ran back.
Good skill.
No, yeah, I thought he was going to just strength morph and just walk next to him. Just tank it up.
That'd be next level.
Yeah.
Although Morphling is like tied for one of the slowest heroes in the game, so.
Hey, man, you got Surge.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Armlet is finished, so when you toggle Armlet on as a strength hero, was it plus 60 damage for 2400 gold-ish?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's an item that, interestingly enough, isn't picked up that much anymore, but it's still very good. People just stop buying it because the toggle doesn't instantly give you the survivability anymore. Like, that was patches ago that it used to do that.
Well, I mean, whenever strength carries are picked, it's always bought, right? I guess the only exception was yesterday's game on Night Stalker.
Hey man, I've even seen it on Tiny.
I guess.
Arteezy bought it on Tiny. That was pretty funny. But I think that game was kind of like weird.
Clowny.
Yeah, clowny Dota.
Dyer's
NA Dota.
bottom tower is under attack.
Fly is just stacking. And it's young,
The biggest concern that I have for Fnatic right now is that he is one of those heroes that, if left completely alone, can be a huge threat. We're going to see S4 take some damage here, but he's going to be fine. It's just a matter of... all it takes is 1 or 2 engagements where the PA just gets crits, right?
Yeah.
And you have Empower on them, and you just pick off 1 or 2 heroes straight away. And then Alliance are going to be able to just run the fight over, because their chasing potential is actually quite high. The Mag will have a blink. Mobility on PA is very good at pretty much all stages of the game. So when they get something, they're going to be able to take quite a lot.
I prefer Alliance's team for base defending as well. Because you have like 4P on top of Nyx, on top of 3M Protector if they're BKBs.
I mean, on the other side, we saw the power of Blinding Light, Fissure.
Yeah, their counter pushes, like, but I'm talking like fighting potential.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to see a surge on Huskar. He's going to try to run past, but here's a rotation coming. EGM has strength more. If he's going to get jumped, and that's going to be first blood. Trixie will draw next to the Iron Shell. And they'll get the tier 1 tower as a result. Are we getting any trades on elsewhere on the map? No, there's nothing. In fact, it's going to be a Fnatic TP on bottom. Fly already in position to get the experience.
No mana for Blast, though. He actually
As for just bought his Blink Dagger.
Okay, this could be a big RP up top. Here we go. Blink RP turns around like Andy talked about earlier, but strength more of us well. Huskar being very, very tanky and Fissure in the middle. That's going to be Loda dying in the beginning. No blur action for him. Ake throwing out a lead seed. Not going to do too much. A buyback, I think, being used. No, just a respawn attack. Blink, Shockwave, not doing anything.
Yeah, the problem is when you go in as a solo mag and you RP a Huskar, like,
and a Morphling,
you're not killing him on your own, right? Like, you need somebody else to be able to do damage, and Loda TP'd and he just fell over.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Loda's gone for, we're gonna see more dive. The jump from Era and EGM straight up dead. The burst and the range of this combo is absolutely insane.
Yeah, Huskar's a legit hero, man. When you get low health on a Huskar and you're a support, do not be fooled. You are not killing him. Run away.
Don't click.
Unless you're Bane.
Yeah, Bane can.
Yeah, Bane's just like Fiend's Grip.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
No, didn't they change it?
Radiant's
No, it's
bottom
peer
tower
damage.
It is
is
peer
under
damage.
attack.
Okay. So yeah, he can kill him too.
Goes through the...
Timbersaw is good against Husker as well. But it's one of those situations where if you're a Rubik or a Tree, under no circumstances do you try to man fight that hero. Because you will lose.
Just want to say that whenever you pick Huskar in pubs, the other guy picks Omni
Dyer's
and he's
middle
like
tower
a
is
sad
under
boy.
attack.
Because you actually can't do
Radiant's top
anything,
tower
right?
is under attack.
Well, you dunk in, and then the guy gets his health all back from the heal, and then you lose even more health.
And then they Guardian, and you're like, well,
life's hard. Oh, S4 going for the skewer, brings No Tail into tower range. Should be a free kill. He does get fissured. They're going to go in as well onto S4, but they can't really do anything.
Well, now we could tell which Earthshaker fissure belongs to which, because one does not have that.
Oh, that's cool, actually, yeah.
I mean, cool is one way to look at it, I guess. I don't know where you guys are standing in terms of like, should you be able to tell?
Radiant's middle tower is
Your
under
team
attack.
should be able to tell, but the other team should not be able to tell.
Okay.
It should work like illusions.
Yeah.
Dyer's bottom
I just
tower
want
is
confusion
under
to happen.
attack.
It makes things more
Yeah, but you're
exciting.
confusing your own team.
That's fine.
How is that fine?
Dyer's structures
thought it was a
are
team
fortified.
game.
Figure it out, guys. That dunk, but the reverse on S4. S4's trying to go kill, but Aaron's like, no problem.
Oh,
he
he
does
didn't
get the
toggle.
kill.
Why didn't he toggle?
Yeah, he messed up the toggle.
Well, I mean, he still got them both, but he didn't have to die there. 'Cause I think No Tail, he's stunned, right, after this skewer? And he had time to toggle his armor?
No, he's done before.
Well, either way. I am disappointed, Era.
Yeah. No, it is hard to toggle the armor. Takes a while to build
I think it's actually fairly easy to toggle against one hero attacking
Yeah,
you.
well, okay.
When you pretty much can't die to magic damage.
I don't think he needed to toggle there. Like,
No, he did.
he looked like he had enough health.
S4 had him power on. If he
Man,
hits him again, because
He had Helm of Dominator, that plus armor
you're
and
constantly
regen.
losing HP though if the armlet stays on, and you're not out healing it with lifesteal.
Yeah, you are. Don't worry
At least
about
not
it.
at this stage.
Huskar's
Definitely
attack
not.
speed and damage, man.
No way, dude.
Rune of Destiny coming in. We will never know.
I think honestly, Fnatic could do Roshan very soon, like with Era's farm and his
Yeah.
items.
Yeah,
like
perhaps.
an armlet enough, or alone is enough to kill Roshan actually. Like depending on if
Just
you
on
get
its
like
own?
super unlucky. Yeah, because you can just toggle it whenever he hits you.
True.
I mean, if you get chain bashed, maybe you get super unlucky, but for the most part, you can just kill Roshan with these items.
Yeah, maybe they're looking to destroy that tier 1 first to give themselves a little bit more room. And honestly, they're at a very good stage where RP has just been used. The PA is not really online yet. You have double damage on Hani. The Fissure's really making their life really annoying though.
Yeah.
Oh, Era's like going ham.
It's a
Totally
bit
safe.
optimistic, man. S4 could have like blink skewered him there, and he would have been dead probably.
So since this Huskar's a hero that we don't see
Dyer's
too
bottom
often,
tower
Oh, no.
has been
Okay,
denied.
they got the replicate.
Got him.
how do you guys feel about Urn on Huskar? It's an item that we see a lot for like, you know, mass quick healing, or do you think?
If you're playing it as a 1, it's a waste of an inventory slot, I think.
I think so as well. What about like the mid Huskar?
Mid-Husker, I think you could buy it.
Yeah, it's like fudge. I think it's good on them heroes.
The problem with Urn is it's like 875 gold that you're investing into an item that basically means you're going to be farming less and fighting more. So,
What's wrong with that?
I mean, some heroes it's fine. Like again, if you're mid, it's okay,
Yeah.
right? Because you plan to be more active and you're not necessarily getting farm priority. But for Era, who's going to be most of the time attacking creeps, this doesn't feel like a great choice.
I feel like we've seen the power of Rubik coming into play with those fissure steals, because I think if you have a Huskar that's that strong right now, an RP being down and a double damage on Morphling, you should be able to take a tier 1 or the Roshan, and they have done neither. So I think these fissures on the mid lane is keeping Alliance in the game for now. But we're going to see a gank up top. It's going to be an offensive relocate coming in, but Loda, he senses it. He backs off.
I think anybody pushing in the off lane that far is going to back.
Look, man, I'm just giving the guy credit.
Okay. I'm just looking at where he was. I'm pretty sure he would have just backed anyway. It's fine. But he definitely dying. Pretty dead. S4 with the I'll skewer over your dead body.
They want to fight this still.
That's 5 mid right now.
I mean, 5 mid not going to push against Kato, right? Like,
It really doesn't matter that there's 5 mid.
You can blink skewer him pretty easily when
Radiant's bottom
he's
tower
channeling
is
Illumine.
under attack.
yeah.
He's looking for it too. Oh no, he's gonna TP bottom. Maybe they want to try to kill Hani. Hani's a tough kill though, man.
It depends on if you're getting crits.
Yeah.
So pretty hard.
Dota does have Empower as well, and it's level 2 for your drop, so.
It depends if he's gonna wait for him in. Here we go, they're gonna actually go on No-Tail. No-Tail say ain't so. He's already trying to run himself out of the blink. RP, skewer backwards. Well, Honey's gonna be fine for sure. No-Tail, not so much. Trebling hits back out. He has waveform in 2 seconds. He's not using it just right now. He waveforms forward. Loda's gonna be right there, and he's gonna go right on Hani. But the mech's gonna come through and heals him up.
Yeah, that was nice by Hani though. He waited for the dagger, because you saw Loda in lane chasing, right? Yep. But if he waveforms in front and Loda has dagger off cooldown, then he just gets daggered and dies.
Yep.
So waiting for the dagger on Trixie was the right call.
I actually think that's a victory for Fnatic. Though sure, they lost support, but it was a 5-man rotation. You can see that Era on the top lane is destroying that tier 2. And Keeper of Light was forcing the push on the mid lane. If they don't lose this tier 2, Fnatic I think comes out ahead.
We haven't talked about Huskar with a PA dagger. It's actually like pure damage.
Yeah, when it crits you, it still does full damage, which is pretty nice. But I still feel like at this stage, their farm is even, but Era has items to fight, and Loda has a Midas.
Farming items, yeah.
So, I mean, lifesteal is still very good on PA, but he only has 900 HP. So, if he gets like dunked and fissured, he's pretty much dead.
Waveform takes half his life.
Yeah. GM got his hands on the run fast ability, which is actually pretty good considering Ake's 6 now, so you can like surge the tree in for an overgrowth or something like that.
Yeah, and like the Xer's really poor cast point.
You buzz around them.
Yeah, you just cast it and it's instantly there, so pretty good deal. So I think right now if you're Fnatic, you just farm your Earthshaker, right? I think a Blink Dagger really increased their killing power or defensive power.
He definitely needs it. Him steals Fissure now.
Man, Fissure is such a good spell on Rubik.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like normally we talk about spells that are stolen, but Fissure is like one of the most disruptive skills in the game if used properly. So it's important to note like when he has it.
Is Loda going for VQB with a Mythril Hammer?
I would hope so, because you can't buy a Deso with a Dominator. So, I mean, I suppose he could buy Maelstrom, but I think it's probably going to be a BKB.
Dyer's
weird though, I don't know why people do that
attack.
by the Mythril Hammer first. It's just because you have the money.
It costs it costs more.
And it helps you farm faster if that's what you're caring for.
True.
I mean, he got rid of his Quelling Blade some time ago.
Era just working on a tower, doesn't really care. He's just actually still thinking. Era, by the way, had 35.
I think he might go hard. I think he really might just go straight hard.
Why not? Got the farm blink skewered her in. The King Armor toggle this one. The Fissure's blocking everybody off. The blinding light that prevents them. Can we see a big vacuum? Vac one back. Overgrowth's gonna be there. Fissure's gonna come through. Can they kill Ake? Ake's on the run. He's actually might go into invisibility. No, he does not have Nature's guys on the back line. He's gonna blink RP. How does he still have RP available? Era, he's not going to jump in for the dunk at least yet. We're going to see Waveform coming on the side. Loda blinks in for one coup de grace, but not really doing anything. There's nobody dying except from Fly. Everybody kittens. It's like the good studio. Nobody dying here.
I hope nobody dies. Well, as Thor goes back in, gets a skewer on Era, but that is maybe not the target he wants to go on. The Fissure, though, stolen from AGM. The crit comes out from Loda, and they actually managed to get him. No-Tail could be in some trouble. Needs to be careful. Loda's own illusion critting him. Now Loda wants to go on No-Tail. The Echo Slam is there. Hani goes for the waveform. Loda almost dying. He gets a dagger crit though, and actually takes No-Tail with him. And EGM is going to be getting another kill this time on Trixie. Now they want to chase down Hani. Do they actually have the damage to take him? Here comes Fly. He should have another blind here if they continue pursuit.
It's just AFK in middle.
What is this? All mid?
I think in that engagement, we see the power of Blink Strike allowing a very frail hero like PA being able to dance around the fissures. Because essentially, there was like 4 or 5 fissures, right?
Yeah.
And it's so hard for a hero like Huskar, who I guess you could jump over them.
He's going Maelstrom.
Yeah, it's a Maelstrom.
Loda's going Maelstrom.
When you blink in...
It's for the Burning Spears, man.
Actually...
Yeah.
I mean, Burning Spear will proc it every single time, right? As much as possible.
Yeah.
You just put it on whoever that's getting focus, I guess.
Yeah. Next level, man. And Ion Shell as well. So somebody's like standing next to you and you have Ion Shell and Burning Spear, like sure, you're gonna die really fast, but you're gonna become Zeus.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
What an item.
What do you feel like the reason was for Alliance winning that fight? Was it just a hero a little bit more mobile?
EGM fissuring like
I think it was Era having like the I'm invincible complex, because if you saw the positioning that he had, like of course he's always going to be in front because he's one of the hardest heroes to kill, but he was in such a way that you have to imagine when somebody blinks in and pulls you out of range, it's like a Bat Rider. Like that's basically what S4 is acting as, because you get skewered so far away from your team that they can't help you. And EGM had Fissure the whole time. Like he never stole another spell. So
yeah, and not only did EGM Fissure the Huskard, he Fissure off the entire enemy team. Something that
And
we
the
talked
Morphling
about,
as well.
yeah, No Tail doing yesterday.
And I think the dagger crit basically ensured that No Tail died. That was a regular dagger. I think he lives. And when Era got skewered back in, Loda did get a crit, which is good.
Well played.
Well played.
So lucky crits coming.
He clicked that crit so hard.
It's very interesting that now Loda is actually going back for a BKB.
I think a Maelstrom is actually a very good item for the cost in terms of what kind of damage you get out of it, especially since they changed how it procs now. So you can, before Blink Strike, you attack so fast that you would actually be able to hit while the Maelstrom was on cooldown, which made it a worse item. But now it actually can just proc multiple times.
Yep. Now the interaction that...
Oh, Satanic, okay. I thought he was going to go hard, but he went Satanic.
Essentially the same thing, right? The Reaver being the big
Yeah, but I
here.
think hard in a way is actually better because there's a lot of times where Era's just not going to be able to hit anybody.
And you just want the raw HP as opposed to
and you just want to be able to live.
Okay. If he ever gets like one attack off, he's like full HP. Because, well, he attacks so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mean
He doesn't
multiple
get multiple attacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the space of we're getting him one attack off, he could get off like 5.
I suppose if he goes like a later... Actually, I don't think he'll go BKB at this point.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, Overgrowth just shuts him down, right?
Or P as well.
Oh, they actually see him right now. Can we get the jump off? Era not getting the movement speed. Maybe we should have walked back for a surge, but in any case, Loda split pushing up top.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Morphling's one of those carries that go 6 slots and you feel like he cannot lose a game.
I don't know, I think PA is pretty good against him.
attack.
Well, when you have to worry about Nyx like consistently mana burning, like that's a really big problem. It cuts Morphling's survivability by a large portion.
Era's, yeah, already getting right-clicked.
Yeah.
It helps out when I got a crit, but hey, that's part of it here.
S4's got an Invis here, but there is a sentry down for Fnatic, so he needs to be really careful about where he positions. Oh, they're dropping another sentry. They see S4. Here comes the mana leak. Hani's going to be here as well. Got relocated in.
Ooh.
They even dunk him. They're just like, yep, you dead.
Roshan is just confused by that fissure. And that actually will buy them a little bit more time for the split push up top, because Loda says, you could get the Roshan, we'll get tier 2.
I don't know, I think Flank a TP, right? Doesn't he have a TP? Although I guess he wouldn't TP
No, he
into
doesn't
him.
have
No,
a
he
TP.
doesn't have a TP, okay.
I mean, TPing to him and then just getting,
Well, you TP to the tier 3 and you blast.
I suppose.
But I guess it's daytime, so you would be seen either way.
EGM also has a Blink Dagger now, so his initiation is going to get much, much better. Is Ake going to go for Blink afterwards? I assume
Dire's
so.
top tower
They
is
found the
under
replicate here.
attack.
They really think, Hani
what?
just goes to it.
All right, no
Bulldog's
fear.
here as well.
They could actually just go for the kill on Hani, honestly.
That was a really, like, ballsy move. He's gonna be in trouble.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, he's super dead.
Blink lit. Okay.
Roshan has
Yeah.
fallen to the
Was he out of
battlefield.
stats?
No, I don't
Dire's
think he
top
morphed at all.
tower is under
I
attack.
think, I just don't think he morphed.
Well, that was...
And yeah, they canceled TPs, so that's a tier 2. And almost BKB on this PA.
Dire's
I mean, if
top
he had a
tower
shotgun,
has
I would
fallen.
understand why he would, do that. Maybe
Even if he had a shotgun, it's like, the heroes that he saw, you can't kill EGM because he'd already stolen Morph, which means he has a ton of HP and no field.
Yeah.
You can't kill the tree, and you can't kill Loda. So, I don't know.
He's rushing Keeper the Light and Fly. Oh my god, my brain.
Rushing Ags, you mean?
Rushing Ags.
Keeper of the Light, yeah. I'm kind of concerned about the Husker, though, because it's very quickly getting to the point where Loda's just going to purely do more
Dire's
damage
middle
than him.
tower
Like,
is under attack.
Arrow will be able to go on supports, but Arrow won't be able to deal with Loda. That's the thing.
And even supports have great ways to lock him down between teleports.
Arrow has to be careful here.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Dire's
Batrider,
middle tower
as you will
has
call it.
fallen.
But no, it's gonna be fighting Mew on the background. It's gonna be a two-man RP. Blinding Light making them miss. It's gonna be a BKB activation. Overgrowth on the backline. Loda just critting everybody. No buyback from Fnatic just yet. Era on the backline trying to do whatever he can. It's gonna get one kill on the Magnus. And that will be it. 2-for-1 trade. Fnatic could actually maybe press down mid. RP is down.
Arrow needs damage items, I think. Like, he needs to go, like, MKB, and then he needs to go, like, attack speed, like maybe Assault Cuirass or something.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Isn't Burning Spear a big part of your damage?
It is a big part of your damage, but
More in the mid game though.
the thing is, you have to land your attacks for Burning Spear to work.
Okay, well,
All right,
Aegis.
that's a DD.
they going to go back for more? In fact, they will. It's going to be going on No-Tail. No-Tail's going to get Enchant and Fissure off and the dump. They want Loda dead. It's going to be a 2-man kill. Stolen a spell from EGM. Waveform coming in. Well, are they actually going to get a single kill? They're not really focusing on anybody. That's going to come through. That's one crit. He's looking for a second vacuum, keeping him in place. Loda, what the fuck is going on? Meanwhile, on the back line, Agate's on the run. Do they have enough to actually cancel the TP? They don't. He's out of there.
Oh, he had adaptive, but
Hilarious.
he was on high ground. That's what I would be saying. That's what it feels like, you know? When you play against a PA, it always seems like they always crit you on the first hit.
Yeah.
And then when you play PA, you never crit at all.
They always have DD.
Yeah, they always have a DD.
Well, and Loda this time didn't BKB and dispel his team.
No, that was Envy.
Yeah, I know. I just, every chance I get, you know, I gotta
flame him.
So cool.
So, I'm not sure exactly what the idea is for buying a second ultimate orb on Hani.
Scotty.
Dire's bottom tower
You think
is under
it's
attack.
a good idea to finish Scotty here instead of the max that you can finish? Holy crap.
It could be. Oh man, that's 4. Alright, he's got blink.
Kind of controls PA a tiny bit.
If you land an attack, yeah, he controls him. But you saw how hard it was to kill him. Like, he got dunked in tower range.
Yeah.
And the tower did no damage to him. He got living armored, and then he just walked away. Which is another important thing to note too here is tree armor supplements PA very well. Like in terms of having early game survivability, because the hits that you don't evade cut by a very large amount of damage. So the synergy between the heroes is really nice in terms of keeping yourself alive.
You basically get 12 charges of this.
It's also surprising that Era is not leaving his burn spear on. It goes through BKB, right?
No, it's magic.
Huh.
Pretty sure it's not magic.
It is magic.
It's magic. Yeah. Fire is magic.
Except Clinks is not magic.
Yeah, Clink's actually is
So fire
magic.
is not
That's
such
yeah, that's a good point.
All right.
But his is the only orb that goes through
Wasn't
BKB.
it hell HP removal for?
Because Glaive doesn't go through, like, Glaives of Wisdom doesn't go through BKB. Orb on
Yeah,
OD
that was
does not go
a
through BKB.
specifically changed thing
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
it more viable.
Which I thought was crazy, because Clink's already did an insane amount of damage. It's like, just make Searing Arrows go through it. It's fine.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Why not make Huskar also go through BKB?
Dire's structures
Because it's
are
fire.
fortified.
What? That makes no sense.
It's magic immunity. Fire is magic. It makes sense in my head, man.
And sucking all the people into a small area and covering them with trees isn't magic.
It's not magic.
Okay.
Trees are a physical entity, man. It's nature. Like Pokemon.
Fire isn't nature? Fuck off.
I don't know, dude. Nobody knows what's going on anymore. Alright, so it's at that stage in the game where Lotus Midas is starting to get him a little bit ahead of the net worth, and he's quite farmed right now.
The Demon Edge mostly. Ooh, okay,
no tail?
They're gonna try to burst him down.
This is
BKB
bad.
gets activated. Era lifted. Look at 2 crits in a row, and he's still alive somehow. I don't know how, but he's actually life throwing back. He gets overgrowth. He's not attacking us alive. It's Era. He's evading the hits. He's life filling back. He wants one RP. He's gonna come through. It's a 3-man RP. Era's still alive. Can he reach it? Yes, he will. He's bringing Prometheus into this god of fire. Whatever he's doing. Why is he still alive? Michael Jordan dumps into it. What is going on?
The hell, man? Woo. Lotus like he's dead this time. Oh no, I gotta hit him. Alright, he's dead. Alright, no, he's alive. Alright, he's dead. Okay, we lost.
Okay, so
No
Fly
Dire's
will
middle
raise your
tower is
50%
under
evasion
attack.
with blinding light at
Radiant's top
80%. Where are you
tower
at?
is under attack.
Dude, that was insane. I can't believe he
I
didn't die.
cannot believe a Rax will be decided by RNGesus right here.
And he didn't crit at all. Like literally no crit.
No, he did. He crit twice.
Radiant
Yeah, but when he was
structures are
very front of
fortified.
hitting him, he just wasn't crit at all.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower
the second
is
time he
under
went in, he
attack.
wasn't. But I think he was
Radiant's
assuming the
top
arrow was
tower
gonna
is
die
under
for like the
attack.
next auto attack. So he was like, yeah, I got. Oh,
You think
and then he
Radiant's
didn't kill
top
him.
tower has
The
fallen.
dunk's gonna
What
go
the?
outside.
He stopped the dunk
Dire's
with his
middle
skewer?
tower is under attack.
Okay,
Radiant's
Alright,
top
he's
barracks are under attack.
gonna
Okay.
be fine, right? Because he's apparently
Yeah, he's fine, he's fine.
immortal.
First off overgrowth?
I think he turns here.
Yeah,
No?
I think so too. You have
He got
Satanic
searched.
back up. Okay. Perhaps gonna go for
Okay,
the
yeah,
tower.
there's a tier 2 actually. Never mind.
They haven't got the Rax though because of that chase. I think that was a mistake for the rest of the team to chase along with him. That could be the Mailer Rax. That's a big deal.
I like how you just casually dropped Prometheus in the middle of that.
I mean, it's
by the
got a
way.
fire, right? He's throwing it out.
That was good. Okay. Bruno approves. Also,
By the way, Hani is like massively underfarmed. I mean, I guess he's got like almost a full Scotty and a Courier, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. Now it looks a little bit better.
still underfarmed.
Still underfarmed, yeah, but
And Era, to me, also a bit underformed. Or perhaps the item choice might not be too good, but...
No, he's got an AC.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
On the career? Okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Hyperstone. Now, he is farmed. Like, Loda's got more farm than him, but apparently he is not killable. So
okay, real fast, I just don't appreciate the AC choice. Can we just get Heaven's Outwork and, you know, RNG it up more?
I like AC in the situation.
I mean, it's a better item.
Their team isn't amazing for cracking the base until Morphling gets more farm, right? So having an AC helps. The +5 armor additive to the whole team when the PA is the primary damage output at this stage in the game. I think it's a really good choice. And plus, Husker, he's one of those heroes where once you get more farm, you actually drop lower health less. So you don't get the attack speed benefit from Berserker's Blood as frequently, right? So having an AC at this point in the game is actually a little bit better.
Yep.
Why does he not upgrade his boots? Surely treads or face boots.
Gotta go for that value.
Who needs to upgrade their boots?
I mean, you already get the attack speed from...
When you can't die, why do you need upgraded boots?
That sounds as logical as fire being magic.
Magic!
Which is not much.
Whatever, man.
Freaking wizard.
I'm just speaking from Volvo's perspective. I mean, what's magic about a tree?
You animate...
It fucking walks around and talks to people.
non-living objects to walk and talk. How it's not magic.
Whatever, man. It's fine.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, mid lane. Here comes a little bit of base defense. I mean,
look at how close together they are. They're just like
don't
huddle
care.
together for war.
That's for we'll care because Hasi does right click pretty hard.
Honey's gonna die.
He's got strength morph, right?
No, he did.
No, he's
fine. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh,
he's fine.
He's got that replica.
RP's down. You go for high ground. In fact, they are going for high
Honey was
ground.
baiting.
Fools.
Dire's middle
And of course, now with Axe Scepter up, we gotta have perma, ultimate on.
If Arrow wasn't already hard enough to kill.
Yeah,
He has healing on the background.
What a dodge.
Dire's middle
And that 3-wave's gonna get healed up?
attack.
Yep.
oh my god.
Where are you at? Mana burn, Arrow says I don't care. Tower's dead.
Radiant's bottom tower
The Rax will be
has
dead
fallen.
too. AC doing some work.
I kind of like the way I don't heal in daytime. It kind of adds a bit to it. It's like,
Okay, it's nighttime now.
Yeah.
The healing's gone.
Push finished. Go home, boys.
Nah, they're not going home. They're going hard.
Ooh,
Ooh, the top on the background, you're the wall on top of that. The North back and wall stolen, overgrowth on the background. Where's Era in the middle of this?
I mean, he's in the middle of it. That's literally where he is. Trixie gonna get daggered once again. Still gonna be able to surge away Era. And fighting Shane still. Does he have Satanic? No tail. He's back. He bought out. He wants to continue fighting this. They're just going ham on the melee racks right now. EGM teleports in. They want to go for Era. Era turns around. Man mode. He gets one crit. But Era's just man fighting. All right, not this time. Almost. Oh, the blink. Immediate crit on the fly. The blind. It does nothing. The second auto tech goes through. Gem on deck. Bulldog's gonna drop the stolen fissure and another crit from Loda. It's a triple kill. Give that man an MKB because he's got the money.
Yeah, he needs MKP now against Blinding Light, 80% miss chance.
I think he just bought it.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
At the same time, Huskar also needs an MKB. Or do you think he needs BKB?
Husker? I don't think he needs BKB.
He's getting so locked down such that sometimes this...
He didn't get locked down. He was hitting the whole time.
Okay, he was hitting there, but I think that was more so the mistake of Alliance support, not reserving a stem when his Satanic is on.
Well, yeah, I suppose. But even if that's the case, you can still wait it out, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be really patient, sure, but you can do it.
Here comes the Roshan attempt, and they're gonna
kill him very fast.
They will.
Dire's
Or
middle
it depends
tower
if
is
Flies
under
here
attack.
with the Blinding Light.
No, he's a base man.
What is that, 1.5k crit?
Yeah, 1.5.
That's not bad.
Roshan is...
Pretty decent.
Okay, they're not gonna get there in time. Yeah, it's like, in some universe, maybe they're actually gonna deny the tier 2. Double TPing and then deny.
Well, they don't have Echo or anything either, so it would have been really hard to fight in that
Dire's
position.
middle tower has
And
been
now
denied.
Loda with the Aegis. I don't think Shield died twice. Given the fact that 50% evasion, BKB
Well,
and all that.
it's going to be one of those scenarios where you basically have to ignore Loda, which is a big problem, because when you have to ignore the highest damage dealer because they have an Aegis,
And they kill you in
it's
Wuja.
really bad.
Yep.
Like, having an Aegis on PA who has some farm is one of the scarier heroes. It's the same kind of ideology as a Storm having an Aegis because they use it incredibly well. They have high mobility. They can continually go for targets after they die. Like, they come back, full HP, blink in again, dagger somebody, kill another hero. So it's one of the better Aegis carriers in my opinion.
EGM always has so much gold. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of fighting this game, and he's only died like 4 times. So, I mean, it feels like a lot to die 4 times, but when you're playing against a Husker as a Rubik, only having 4 deaths is pretty good.
Huskar and a Blink Shaker who could, you know, catch you out from
Zone,
anywhere.
yeah.
Any thought on Hani skipping the Ethereal Blade route? I feel like EB might be pretty good, at least in saving your allies.
Yeah, I think getting rid of the BKB by just E-blading whoever he blinks on is really good. But you can't always assume that Loda's going to just BKB straight up, you know? Especially now that he has an Aegis. I think you would have to E-blade even before the BKB. And then if you E-blade him, he just BKBs the E-blade. So it's kind of like a catch-22, right?
I feel like even if you just E-blade Loda at the start of the fight, perhaps, I'm not talking about right now at this moment, but perhaps if he got it as a first item, I think PA has low enough strength growth where you kind of force him to BKB. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I guess at the same time, there is healing through Leech Seed and Overgrowth, or sorry, Leech Seed and so perhaps that makes the Ethereal Blade less effective.
I really like the Mesram though. It's kind of cool.
And Loda's got a Satanic now as well. I don't think he's dying anymore.
I don't think so either.
I think he has just become the unkillable.
Well, I feel like Fnatic needs an MKB and perhaps a Hex. Then they could deal with him. And speaking of Hex,
Two huge items.
EGM has one almost completed.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 gold.
Well, I was going for a Hex as well, but he's much farther away.
We had the same argument again though, with the Aghanims on certain support heroes over the Hex.
Well, Lich Aghanims is, in my opinion, much worse than Aghanim's Coddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think in that last fight, he was there a buyback and then an immediate relocate. Or recall, excuse me.
Yeah, he got, No-Tail got recalled in. Like,
Okay.
he bought out because he went in, got, I think, stuck in a wall that was stolen from EGM or something like that, kind of just died, and then came back straight away. And it did get him the
Dire's
melee
bottom
racks.
tower is
So,
under attack.
it was fine, I think, to do
Dire's
that.
I feel like that
structures
early
are
racks,
fortified.
the early melee racks on the top lane that they did not get because they were chasing with Era.
Because Era dived like...
Yeah, I think it's costing them perhaps this game if it Alliance
bottom
wins.
tower
I think actually
has fallen.
Fnatic being a racks up, they're still not ahead.
No, they
Like,
needed to be 2 racks up.
I feel at this stage in the game, with how farmed Loda is, that they're going to get to a point where the Husker is not going to be able to outcarry this hero, like in any sense.
I think it's already reached that point.
Yeah, probably. I think with the Aegis for sure.
He needs what, like 2k gold, and he has MKB, and then he can kill her.
Normally, in kind of these carry versus carry situations, if you have the weaker carry, one thing that you can do is drag the game out long. So long such you say that, all right, we're both 6-stacked instead of you being 6-slotted versus me being 4-slotted.
Well, he's not a full item ahead in net worth. He's like 2,800 gold ahead of him, which isn't a full item at this stage.
Right,
so.
but the point is, PA is one of those heroes that it doesn't matter how many items you have. If she blinks in and gets a lucky crit, you're just down hero.
Yeah, that's
So,
Also-
like, late game, it favors her so much more.
Also, Alliance have more setup for her as well, like more lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, the Hex, once the Hex is going to come out, we're going to see Blink Hex from Rubik, most likely with a Fissure on top as well.
I think he has it, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Close.
yeah. Depends if he's safe or buyback. Looks like he won't.
Yeah, he's going all in. EGM knows no fear.
It's an interesting case study to say that EGM has this amount of farm, and instead of Scepter, which is an excellent upgrade for him, he's going for, you know, a lot more utility based.
It's good though. I mean, the Hex is, in this case, if they kill Era, they won the fight.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
They can-
Hani doesn't do enough. Like, he's got almost an MKB himself, actually, which is good. So, actually, I take that back. Now that he actually almost has an MKB, he does something. Because Scotty MKB means that the PA is going to have a lot harder time, like, having full reign over the team fight in terms of being able to just go on somebody and be like, yeah, you're dead. Now it's going to be like, yeah, I'm Scotty, shit. And BKB doesn't do anything.
Snowballs.
Yeah.
I'm still just completely surprised that Hani does not finish his Manta against Overgrowth. It just feels like it's such a free thing to do.
Radiant's
Well,
bottom
honestly, I
barracks
think
are
the
under
MKB is
attack.
better than a Manta here. Like, what is finishing the Manta
Oh,
give
no,
him?
I agree you finished Manta. I just don't think the Scotty's very well placed. I think you go Manta, MKB, and then Scotty.
Well, I think the mentality that he's going with is he's not necessarily meant to have like high damage output or even be able to split push. It's just the ability to right-click the PA and keep the PA from hitting his team.
Okay, so allow Era to do the heavy lifting. You're kind of
Oh, RP onto EGM, getting focused down here by Era. He's gonna get Hex to skewer on 3. No-Tail's actually gonna die. He didn't get the Echo. No Dark Seer Wall either. Era is all on his own right now, trying to man-fight the world, and he can't do it.
Stricken out.
Okay, this is where you just pray
This
that
is
your
bad.
Morphling could split push.
There's buybacks on Era. No-Tail does not have a buyback. and Darkseer does not have a buyback. So Era is the only one who can buy out.
I mean, this is a perfect case to see whether Fly could defend and how well he can defend.
No, not against this. There's no way.
No,
he's actually going to get carapace done. Needs to be careful. They're going to try to go for him.
Okay, they're getting forced back. Tower is taking a ton of damage. Remember, they could just lose 1 Rax because they're up 1 Rax right now. There's a buyback from Era, but how much does that actually worth? They could go back for tier 2 as well. MKB will not help you hit towers. So that's 80% miss chance. Rax is still alive. S4 is looking for a Blink Skewer. It looks like he won't find it. So with the Era buyback, they will defend Rax, which is not too bad.
Honestly, like S4 won them that fight so hard. Like he got Trixie and No Tail with an RP. Wall wasn't dropped, Echo wasn't used. Like both those heroes die without ulting. That's literally 5-1.
But Bulldog stunned after the RP as well, which is also pretty good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Such a good setup for a Nyx and Paladin.
Yeah. RP bringing everybody on top of each other.
They're going to try to pick PA, who has a BKB. What's their initial stun? I guess it's going to be Earthshaker chain stun as well as Era dunking in.
Yeah, it has to be a blink dunk, basically. They might catch Loda here. They're smoked up.
They're
going to see him.
BKB activated. It's going to be dunk instant stun. And Hex on top of that. There's a dunk in from Era. Can they actually evade? Not during Hex form.
He's got buyout.
He does, but forcing it out is a big deal in terms of slowing down his next item. They're going to try to push mid and force that buyout, but it has to be done quickly.
They have to do this carefully, though, because if they try to go in and force a buyout and S4 ends up getting another good RP and they just end up getting team wiped, there's no buyback on Era.
Yeah, also great play from S4. He's just going up top to preventing the Great Bluegram from going in. I also think when you have a Keeper of Light on your team, getting a Bridge of Travel on your Morphling just becomes that much more useful. And just basically become the Rat Dota lore yourself.
You could argue you don't need it at all.
True, yeah. With Replicate as well as what you call it? Recall. The thing is, like, he wants to go top right now and push that wave back, but he can't. And I don't think buyback will be forced because there's a tier 2 standing their way.
Well, tower's a tower. Is Era... Is he close to his MKB? Does he have anything in the career?
No.
I think he does.
He doesn't, no.
He had to buy out, so
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The other thing, too, to keep in mind is that since the BKBs are getting to such a point where they're like 4 seconds, I think Fnatic having a 4-second BKB is much worse than Alliance having a 4-second BKB. Because it's not like Loda's getting purely disabled, and S4 is just killing their base, by the way. Like, casually just gonna pop the BKB, forces a glyph. Era can still dunk. There we go, damage is done. S4 actually gonna die here, but he does have buyout as well, so.
I mean, having your Magnus buyback instead of the PA, if necessary, is already a good thing.
Yeah, him dying there is actually not a big deal.
And getting a Rax out of that is like, all right.
He forced the glyph, which means that the next time they take a team fight, Loda has bots. So if there's ever a lane that's pushed in and Alliance win the fight, since there's no glyph, he can just go kill a Rax on his own.
Okay, how about this though? If you look at the Roshan timer, it's going to be up essentially the same time that Magnus is going to be up.
What's that?
I mean, if Fnatic goes for the Roshan after getting a secondary pick.
For smoke. They want Loda.
If they actually get the pick here, they win the game, right?
But I think Alliance are actually going to be ready for this one.
Oh, they haven't used it, that's right.
No, he still has buyback.
Okay, it's going to be Nyx Assassin to have disability. Where's the Hex? Oh, he BKBs, and it's going to be Trixie on the run.
It's a wasted BKB, though, unless they kill Trixie. All right, they kill Trixie.
You get the crit off. Meanwhile, Era on the back lane. The dunk's going to come in. Loda's complete trap, but not for long because he's got Blink Strike. He's looking for No Tail. No Tail, stay in the trees. 1 crit. There's a dunk coming from Era. They're going to have to disable him. 2 carries hitting each other. 1 crit goes off. The second enchant totem. They get Era. Well, they get everybody. How the hell the supports all die in the background? Alliance all dead.
Morphling, man. Morphling and Husker were just pooping on him.
Okay, so there's buyback from buyback tab. Let's go.
Yeah, there are buybacks. Loda can buy back. S4 actually cannot buy back.
He's alive.
Holy crap.
I mean, he bought out.
Really relying
like,
on
he bought out,
tree.
but I don't understand why he bought out.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're not going to go for it. They're going to go for Roshan.
Yeah, they can't contest. Like,
and Roshan's not up, though.
But he's going to be up very soon, right?
Yeah. Okay, so who do you give the Aegis? Era, right?
Yeah, I think Era is probably the best choice.
He has MKB now as well. It's huge.
Yeah.
I feel like Alliance has dodged so many bullets.
That was still really bad. Like, you lose Loda 2 times, basically, in a row. You force the buyback. Oh, no. No, Loda. No, Loda, no. Loda, okay. No.
Okay, Loda being away from his team.
That's,
Okay, he still has buyback. He still has buyback.
Base? No, don't Roshan. Just go base.
He just bought back.
Yeah, he's dead for 100 seconds. He bought out. So that's Rax down, boys.
Yeah. Maybe GG.
Because the thing is, if Loda was alive and it was a 45, maybe Bulldog gonna have to use his Vendetta here. But if Loda's alive and it's a 4-on-5 and S4 and Loda are both there, they maybe could defend. But if Loda's dead, and they have RP, then RP doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, well, right now it's
ratting it out.
doing the next best thing, which is pushing the wave. But we do have Hani coming back in. Kima, they have constant relocate, so or recall. Excuse me. They have the perfect.
No Tails here with an invis. No Tails here with an invis. He doesn't have dunk though. Okay. He's gonna get a fissure. No Tail goes in, stuns on Ake. Meantime in the base, they're gonna be able to find Bulldog. They're just going for dives right now. Ake is actually almost gonna go down here.
Please,
and EGM's TPing back to base. They can't rat it. No, they can't.
No, they're gonna get the top
They have
racks.
to run.
No, Fnatic's getting top racks is what I'm calling for. In fact, yeah. They already have the base open. They have creeps in the base, so there's no backdoor regen. Era needs to lose more HP, please. Get more quicker attack. And they are going to get it, of course. I think they got having an Axe after Caldwell in this case is perfect.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Just end the game.
Between Morphling having Replicate and Coddle being able to pull you everywhere, you can't rat the team. Like, it's unratable. That could be Megas, guys.
It is going to be Megas. Yeah, P is
19 seconds. Blink forward. S4, yeah. They drop the wall as well. No Tail comes in. S4 gets the BKB. It's an RP and a vacuum actually on 4, but they're basically just trying to hold the line right now. You need to go for Megas. Loda's going to be up in 5 seconds. Their damage output at this stage is so high, though. That's Megas.
They get Megas.
They can just run out, and I think they just get away.
Okay. As we see Fnatic backing off, and I don't think there's going to be any chase from Alliance, can this lineup feasibly beat Megas?
Yeah. Empowered PA can tank Megas forever.
Okay, so holy crap, Admiral Bulldog's going forward on the back line. It's going to be EGM. He gets a Hex off. He has a lift to follow.
He's gonna die.
And PA's coming in hot. It's going to be Blitz Strike. Can he get the crits off? Satanic is popping off. He's trying to man fight this, but PA will definitely win this. Well, at the very least, he's getting his team enough time to get out of there. A big crit will finish him off. And I think if you're Fnatic, you just hold this one push.
He's got buyout.
Yeah.
He's got buyout.
Still has buyback.
Oh, Trixie's about to
This
rat.
is the all-in, though. And they don't have RP.
Yeah, Trixie's ratting on the backside, on the bot line. He's surging in. He's got the recall. They got Blinding Light and Illuminate. No Tail's going to block the creep wave, right? He's going to block the lane.
He can just fissure it.
Okay.
So much for your push.
Well, it's going to dagger forward.
Middle tower
Let me in.
Well, Ake TP'd back, so there's no overgrowth, which means that if Era wants to, he can just buy out and they can fight this. And they're going to see, like, Ake in the base. Oh, they're just going to go for a Blink Dunk. It's on 2. Loda's going to be able to get the BKB, but the Scotty MKB auto attacks from Hani just are too much. He's going to bump the Satanic, though. He's doing quite a bit of damage. No Tail going to get another enchant. There's the Blinding Light. A Blink forward again by... Oh, never mind. He just died instantly. Loda down. Bulldog down as well. It's 3 down on the side of Alliance. They are Megad. Era bought out. And this looks to be the beginning of the end. EGM has a blink. He's trying to bait out the dunk, I think. Oh, no, it's not even up.
GG gets called.
GG.
What a victory from Fnatic. I mean, we talked about how they were playing in style yesterday.
Fnatic victory.
3 picks in a row on Loda, finishing the game.
That was so...
Okay, so did Fnatic win the game or did Alliance lose the game?
I think Alliance lost the game.
Why did he go to the bottom room that time? What was...
He did it twice in a row.
Yeah, but that's the last
Like, he
time.
went into the woods, got picked, went into the woods, almost in the same exact spot, died again.
But Bulldog was there.